Welcome back to Blerd. Matter guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. And today's new live is going to be pretty much Blerd edition of a birthday live. Yes, the birthday has already passed. Woo! But today I just want to, if you got any questions, please feel free to ask today because today I am going to be answering these questions and make sure these are questions dealing with like maybe other interests of mine. If you have any questions, but yeah, so I decided to do like a Q&A live and also update live. So until someone comes by, I guess I'll kind of give you guys an update with the channel. So the good news is things have been looking great. You know what I'm saying? My last video that I did was the Buzz Lightyear film. It's doing really good. I'm really impressed that people enjoyed that review. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see that people say, "Oh, I'm gonna go see the movie." I see that people really enjoyed me talking about the movie. I was blown away by the movie. I wasn't for sure if I was gonna like, but it's like I was like, yeah, it's like is this gonna be a good movie? I'm gonna waste my money. But the good thing is I wasn't wasting my money, wasn't wasting my time, and I enjoyed it. As much as you guys enjoyed the review, that's what it's about. The next thing I would like to talk to you guys about with my channel and what's been going on with my channel is I've been finding other type of support. So at some point, and I still have people that do support me on IG. Thank you so much for the people that come through on IG and really, rock with your boy and really support me and everything. It means a lot to me. But IG just has become too saturated with creators. And creators not want to work together. Not necessarily just not work together. Don't even want to check out each other's channel, excuse me. And I felt like being on IG. Hey, late night crew, how's it going, bro? Thank you so much for tuning in, YouTube fam. Appreciate it. So I ended up going back to Twitter because I felt like with IG on Instagram, I wasn't really getting like people that wanted to check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like I see all these other creators. I'm just like, why are people acting like they can't check out some of your stuff? Either you like my stuff or you don't. So I went back to Twitter and I'm happy. I'm really glad I went back to Twitter. I found new supporters over the few last 3 months, and I'm glad. I'm honestly glad that I've been finding people on Twitter. Late Night Crew is one of them. Thank you so much for being one of the new supporters on Twitter. And literally, I've been telling people because people are like, yo, I've been having trouble finding supporters. Go to Twitter. Go to Twitter. And people are like, oh, well, I like this. I'm like, gotta get out of your comfort zone. And I think that's the thing. That's the thing with some people, they choose not to get out their comfort zone. So I was like, I'm okay with going back to Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like I still go on IG. I'm not gonna act like I don't. But Twitter, I found more people. All right, brother. Yes, man. How's it going, man? How's Sunday going for you and everything, man? I know usually I'm watching your live and everything. So, got a question for you since you're here. Do you have any questions that you might want to ask me? Like, this is the Blerd edition for the birthday stream. Like, maybe my favorite directors, maybe some of my favorite movies. Maybe even some of the anime that I enjoy, like my top 5 anime. Please feel free to ask, bro. The little one is good. The team is good. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, bro. That is what's up, man. Yeah, so if you got any questions about anything, or something that you want to ask, feel free to ask because that's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I opened it up for that. But Twitter has definitely been a better place when it comes to networking. And people be like, "Oh, wow, really?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, come to Twitter. You'll see the difference compared to Instagram." So, and I, like I said, only I say a few people gravitate towards it. You know what I'm saying? They really look like, you know what? It's got a point. Hmm. I have five. Let's start. What made you start blogging? Okay, so what made me start blogging? That's a good one, bro. Okay, so I used to watch. I still watch this channel, but not as much. Um, Pretty much, there was a channel that does movie reviews. There's some other channels too that kind of inspired my channel to some degree. And I said, you know what, I can do movie reviews. I was the friend. When I would go to the movies with my friends, I was the friend that always would watch the movie, and I would pay attention to like particular things in the movie, whether it was the themes, if the character was one dimensional, two dimensional, and even just the story. You know what I'm saying, like the backstory of the character and all that stuff. And I started to have a love for like film way more. Like I always had a love for film, but it started out in college. I saw this movie called Slumdog Millionaire. We had to do a report on it in college. I did a really good job on that. And then I also took a class in college, anthropology. And I'll never forget my teacher. She said, "Hey, once you come to this class, you're going to look at movies differently." And she was right. Like the way she looked at things made me understand, like, man, it's more to these films. You know what I'm saying? So that was the start of it, man. Like originally it was something else before then. Like I was like before I did that, I was more so like doing like positive quotes and stuff. But I grew bored with it. I'll be honest with you. I grew bored with it. This is like the first couple years when I had my channel. I grew bored with it. Like, like making slideshows. I mean, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? To me, I just grew bored with it. It wasn't a challenge enough for me. So I was like, I go see these movies. Friends ask me about my opinion on these movies and their views on it and stuff. We've had like debates about stuff, and I'm just like, yeah. Yes, Slumdog Millionaire. Yes, that was the movie, bro. That was the movie that I paid a little bit more attention to. That wasn't necessarily the professor that I learned the other thing from, but me just like appreciating like the plot, the antagonist, themes that go on in movies and stuff. I said, man, I seen this other channel, like I can do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about the content streaming community uh as for support? Okay, so let me be honest about this. Hey, Parker's on the go. How's it going? Um, the streaming community, I would say there are some people, and I'm not gonna like make it seem like all of them are like that. There are some people that are very supportive in the streaming community. You know what I'm saying? And the content creator community. I will be honest about that. There are some people that really take the time to want to support you. You know what I'm saying? I've had people retweet my stuff. I've had people share my stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I guess it's just you have to build with people. You know what I'm saying? You really have to build with people. And I think that's what it is. It's like you have to build relationships with people within the community and be open to it. Like I'm not gonna say every relationship is gonna spawn into a collaboration or like a friendship type of thing. But there are people that you know that genuinely rock with you, and then there are people that don't. Parkers, hey, fan, happy birthday. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you. Okay, Brandon, thanks for tuning in too, man. I seen you guys saw the new Buzz Lightyear film. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. What's up? Hey, how's it going? Thank you so much for tuning in. I know you were with me earlier. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, just like the late night crew asked me, feel free. I mean, this is what I'm here for right now. So let me know if you have any questions, or it could be like, what are some of my favorite Disney films? What are some of my favorite Marvel movies? You know what I'm saying? What are some of the, my favorite collaborations? Mike is going strong. Yes. Bob, I played with this mic again after I got through doing a live the other one with you earlier. I was like, yo. So yeah, I played with it again. We grew up in the 90s, so we are late to the train of the concept, but did you feel like this was your thing? Okay, so when I first started Late Night Crew, I was determined. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was determined. Like You couldn't tell me anything. I was like on my Kanye West to some degree. I'm kind of glad I kind of grew out of that phase. Like, man, you can't tell me, you know what I'm saying? But no, I knew my content wasn't great, but as long as I really believed in myself, that was the thing that kept me going. You know what I'm saying? But then when other people started to latch on, you know what I'm saying, and really appreciate what I was doing, the problem was I wasn't good with thumbnails. I wasn't good at certain things. I had to start to venture out and try other things to get people to come by. You know what I'm saying? So that was the thing that kind of broke my confidence. Not like where I was hurt or broken by it. It was more so that these people see the potential, but I had to learn these things on my own. So it made me a little bit more self proficient. You know what I'm saying? And that's why people are like, man, you're very self efficient. Of course, like I gotta learn how to do things on my own. Brandon said, "Double shot." Yes, man. Yeah, you know I'm a big Marvel man. You know I love Marvel. Also love DC too. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, man. I got this from Myers yesterday. What's your favorite S-Man? Oh, so okay, Bomb. I say my favorite S-Man. So my favorite one is Wolverine. I don't know what it was about Wolverine. Wolverine was my favorite S-Man. I think it was because he had that short guy complex, and I'm short too. You know what I'm saying? So it was just his character, and then just how he was, how he carried himself. I was like, I like this guy. You know what I'm saying? So that was my favorite X-Men character. If I had another choice, it would be Storm. Because Storm powers is the weather. Like, how cool is that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it is very interesting that you asked me that. Thanks for asking. And that crew, of course. Wolverine, great. Yes, yes, Wolverine is definitely, and then his healing factor. You know, not just him having the metal coming out his hands. His healing factor. Just imagine you get messed up. All you got to do is re-heal. Like his healing factor is as good as Deadpool's, to be honest with you. Like if you really think about, I think Wolverine and Deadpool healing factor is about like maybe close range or maybe just a couple levels away from one another. Favorite snack? Ooh, brownies. That's a good one, Bob. Yeah, brownies. If I had another snack, I would say what was the other one that I used to like the honey buns. I don't mess with honey buns anymore. I had a honey bun. Let me just tell y'all this. This is gonna be a story time a little bit too. So I got a honey bun from the vending machine at the job I worked at. And they don't taste the same no more, bro. I was so mad. I bought it. I bit it. I was like, ugh. I was like, this ain't how they taste back in the day. They taste completely different now. Like I was so mad. I was just like, I spent $1.25 on this, and it don't taste like nothing but garbage. So since we are in the comments, what is your favorite comic, and who would you like to have to come out with a movie? So Late Night Crew, the person that I would like them to do a movie on, and it's coming. Trust and believe it's coming. So Miles Morales, like they already have the animated movie, but Marvel has done a GoFundMe. Well, I should say Marvel because it's Sony and Marvel because it's a partnership with the Spider-Man characters, not the other characters, but the Spider-Man characters like Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, all them. They do have they're in the early phases of a Miles Morales live adaptation, and I really hope that this works out for Marvel and Sony because to me, I really like his character. I related to Miles Morales' character. I was really close to my uncle. You know what I'm saying? So I really hope that they show that when they do decide to put out the live movie, the relationship between him and his uncle Aaron, and maybe a different twist with it because we already seen how it was in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Don't get me wrong, but like a different twist to it. So I am looking forward to Miles Morales having a movie. The other person I would say is probably Black Panther. We know Black Panther 2 is coming out. I'm still a little worried about it because, you know, Chadwick's no longer here with us. But I do understand that they do have a new person playing Black Panther, which is pretty much Mbach. So I'm interested to see that. Nice question, late night. All right. Appreciate it. Miles Morales game is dope. Yes, the game is fun, Brandon. I love that game. Yeah, I think even just the fighting scene in the mall with him and the Rhino, that was dope. I don't know who came up with that concept. I was like, this is the dope concept. Him riding the Rhino around. Yeah, Spider Verse goes a little deep too. Yeah, it does. I'm just saying if they decide to use Uncle Aaron again for the live adaptation, that at least can we get like a different take on Uncle Aaron. You know what I'm saying? That's my only thing about it. Like I don't mind seeing Uncle Aaron come back into the film, even if he becomes the main villain. I'm okay with that to some degree. So yeah, but yeah, Black Panther 2 is the other movie I'm looking forward to. And I think it's definitely gonna be interesting because like I said, M'Baku's gonna be the new Black Panther. Shuri's still involved in the film. I'm just looking for a trailer. Once they give me a satisfied trailer or like, yo, this is gonna be it, I'm all for it. I think it's a beautiful thing though, because this movie, I hope it doesn't kill it though. You know what I'm saying? Not in a literal sense, but more so like where the movie doesn't really work out well to some degree, where they do too much tribute to Chadwick. Don't get me wrong. He did a great job playing Black Panther, but I don't want it to be where it's too much. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like takes away from the film. It's not go by. What does it say? Other hobbies outside content creation. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'm a bit of a techie, as you saw today. um, I love music. You know what I'm saying? Like I've learned about not just hip hop. I love hip hop. I like R&B, but like music, like with healing, like healing the human body and stuff. You will be amazed. You're like, wow, you're into that type of stuff. I'm also into like troubleshooting. Like, I'm always learning different things, whether it's books or stuff like that. I'm a film nerd, Blerd, I should say. I'm definitely into films. Like, I love just learning about the backstories of characters, the anti-heroes, the heroes. You know what I'm saying? Sci-fi. I'm a big fan of sci-fi as well. I do go to cons too, Bob. I've cosplayed. I did Luke Cage. I actually did Miles Morales. I actually did who was the other character? I did Sandshot too. With a different twist. So I do cosplay as well. So that's definitely something that those are some of the hobbies. Also, I'm big on learning about like different things with video games too. A lot of people think, oh, you support gamers. I'm like, well, I'm a gamer too. A lot of people think I'm just like, oh, he's only into movies and TV shows. Like, I like the game too. You know, it's a stress reliever. It's fun to do. I love to solve puzzles. I was actually playing Sonic earlier, Sonic CD for the first time ever, and I really got into that game. I'm like 5 stages in. I was like, oh my god. Okay, so it's the last one. If you've been doing this for a while, what is your advice on other content creators, streamers, bloggers, and who are new and want to join the community? I would say my piece of advice: connect with people. Be willing to connect with people. You know what I'm saying? If people don't really rock with you, don't force it. Don't force it, please don't. But if people naturally rock with you and they see what you're doing and they appreciate your content, feel free to connect with them. Collaborate with people too. Also, don't be afraid to collaborate with people. At first, for me, I was like one of those people where I didn't want to collaborate with people, and I remember like this is like one of the first people that was like, "Yo," they was all on me about it, like, "You don't collaborate with people." And I'm like, "No, I don't." And like she was mad at me. It was a chick. She was mad. She was a YouTuber too, and she was mad at me about it. Like, she's like, "What are you doing? Like, don't you know people would love to collaborate with you?" And, at the time, like I'm confident, right? But I wasn't that confident wanting to work with people. But then over time, I started to realize like maybe it's better to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because this gives me time to learn about people. And when I was collaborating with people, I'll be honest with you. When I first started collaborating with people, they weren't from the States. I'll be honest. Like I remember like some of the class when I asked people, they was like, "Oh, I love to do it." I was like, "What?" And these people were from overseas. Yes, not from the States. Not to say that people from the States won't work with you. That didn't come till later. I'll be honest with you about that. The trailer has to come with Thor. Yeah, it should, Brandon. Definitely should come with Thor. Because a lot of people thought it was gonna come sooner, and I'm like, nah, it's too early. Like the movie comes out in freaking November this year. You know what I'm saying? So it was more so like that's too soon. You know what I'm saying? People were like, oh, it's too early. I'm like, nah, it comes too early. It's not gonna work. Okay, so let's see. I never played Silent CD. It's tough. Yes, bro, it is tough. I'm just surprised how good I caught on to the game. I was like, dang, this is it. I was surprised because like it took me a while to figure out certain things. And see, this is why I love playing video games because it has you to open your mind to figure out like, okay, well, since I did this, that didn't work. Try this out, and that's what it was. Like I said, I'm like on the fifth stage of that freaking game, and I just downloaded the game the day before. I'm always so nervous to collaborate. Bob, you do some dope collabos. I'm not gonna lie, Bob. I was like, Bob I was like, wow, like I was amazed. Like for you to say that you're nervous, I was like, you're really good. I think you just have this um you know how to hold a good conversation. You know what I'm saying? Just like even me chatting with you on Twitter a while back, I think you really just have a natural way of just being yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the thing with collaborations. It's really all about being yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't fake or pretend that you're something you're not. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think some people are just natural with collaborating with people. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's like I know I did a collab with who was that? With Chin, and it was just natural. First, it was like okay, this is a little awkward, but it eventually blossomed into something really good. You know what I'm saying? Like if you like connect with the person, it feels a little bit more free. You're more comfortable to collaborate with the person and everything. And I remember, like, after I did that collab, people were like, yo, did y'all already know each other? I said, no, this was through messaging each other back and forth and kind of like coming up with ideas and kind of figuring out where we're going to go with this. And that's the thing with collaboration. You got to really just, hey, what do you like about this? Hey, do you into this type of stuff? Or would you be interested in talking about this type of stuff? So, yeah, collaborating it can be a little nervous sometimes. I guess it depends on the person because everyone doesn't have I guess you could say collaborator in them. I don't want to say it in a weird way, but that's the best way I could put it. Yeah, you finally yeah, you're totally right. And the vibe is right. Yes, it has to be a vibe there. Like it has to be a vibe and connection. Because if it's not, then it's gonna look like they're not really interested. And I learned that early on when I did some of my other class. I was like, man, some of these people weren't really into it. But then eventually I realized, like, well, I didn't collaborate with them again. I didn't say they were bad, but it just made me realize, like, nah, the vibe just wasn't right. So that's the thing too. Yeah, you gotta make sure the vibe is right. And just like I said, sometimes collabos work, sometimes they don't. I had one that was very weird. So let me tell you this, and this happened in the past, so it is the past anyway. I had a collab, and the person wanted me to do it from IG. I did like they asked, okay. So I tried to give a person the benefit of the doubt, but it was awkward because like I'm so used to like when I collaborate with people, I see the other screen of the person on there. And I mean I saw them on the screen, but it wasn't like how you see my screen, then their screen. It was just, what I'm saying, pretty much their screen from IG, and then we're recording from the tablet. So that was probably the most awkward one that I've had. I mean, did we collab again? No. Am I mad about it? No. Do I regret it? No. You just live and learn about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so like you live and learn. Some people you just naturally know that you guys are really good together when it comes to collaborating, you know what I'm saying? Because you all have a decent chemistry and also just a vibe, so it works. And some people it just you don't. You know what I'm saying? So that's the other thing too. So yeah, but yeah, just make sure late night crew, just feel free to collaborate with people. I know people were asking me about collaborating again. I'm definitely am, for sure. Hey, Sue God, what's going on? I'm definitely collaborating again. I gotta figure out who I'm collaborating with first because there been a nice amount of people. Like I said, I'll mention Bump. Me and him did the Kanye a while back and stuff. People were really wanted him to return to do a collaboration, so we'll definitely end up doing something with him again. I know with Master Chan, a lot of people really want her to come back, and we got to figure that out. So like there are other people too, like I said, Master Sword, like I said, Cajun. So it's all about me finding out when people can like actually have time in their schedule to fit me in. You know what I'm saying? Just like I can fit them into my schedule. So when the time is right, you'll know. Hopefully, I'm hoping for July. Maybe I can get one of my first collabs back going. You know what I'm saying? Because I have been on a collab run. Yeah, it's all about experience. Either it works or it doesn't. True, Bob. True, true, true. Definitely true. You live and learn, of course. So, hey, Bob. Yeah, so like I said, I got even Sue God wants to collaborate with me too. So, yeah, it's just all about finding out when people can, when they're available. And like I said, I know people live in different parts of the United States, and I got to take that into consideration too, because not everyone lives in the Midwest like I do. Some people live on the East Coast. Some people live on the West Coast. Some people live in the South. So that's the other thing too I have to take into consideration because sometimes people might want to do it in their time zone, which I'm totally okay with. I'm very flexible, so I've done that. I know the one person I work with in Jamaica, um, she literally is like, "Hey, can we do this earlier?" I'm like, "Of course." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "What time you got in mind?" You know what I'm saying? Just off rip. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I want to do that this time." I'm like, "Okay, we can work that out." You know what I'm saying? I just told her because the time zone difference was a bit of a difference. I just let her know, like, just hit me up if you don't see me on IG. You know what I'm saying? Just hit me up or on Twitter. Hit me up and let me know because I don't want it to be like I'm ghosting anybody. You know what I'm saying? So that was the thing. You know what I'm saying? So also communication is also important too when you collaborate with people. Be willing to communicate with people too. Let them know your ideas. And if they have ideas, be open to their ideas too. Because at the end of the day, collabs do help. I really have seen that happen with people's channel. That's why people are like, wow, but hey, Suka, do you have any questions, bro, that you want to ask me about, maybe some of my favorite anime, some of my favorite video games, favorite artists, maybe even favorite book genres, man? Let me know, bro. Like it's kind of a Q&A with the updates. So if you have some questions, Suka, let me know, bro, because like I said, I'm here for that. But yeah, but like I said, yeah, it's definitely been an interesting moment. Like I'm glad that I'm actually I kept going with this. I mean, I've had moments, I'll be honest with you guys, where I didn't know where to go with this channel. You know what I'm saying? So it just for me, I realized the further I got with this channel, the more determined I became and open to learn new things. You got a lot of great ideas, bro. I'm looking forward to seeing all of them. Which is your favorite anime currently out? Ooh, I like that question. I got quite a few to be honest with you. For magic anime, I would have to go with Black Clover. Black Clover is by far my favorite magic anime. After that would have to be Overlord. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to magic and I guess fantasy, those two. If I'm looking for like superhero anime, it would definitely have to be My Hero Academia. Because I really love the show how it lays out. It's like Marvel. It's like it has some Marvel elements to it, has some DC elements to it. Midoriya reminds me of Robin. And All Might reminds me of freaking Superman. You know what I'm saying? So I love how witty Midoriya is. The newest favorite anime, I don't know if you've seen this out on Crunchyroll and Hulu. Spy was it Spy and Family? That's actually really good. I was amazed because there are not really many spy anime out, right? But when I saw that, I was like, this is really cool in a unique way. I never saw anything like this. I was like, mm. We got this guy that has a fake family, fake wife, fake daughter. He doesn't plan on getting married. He's kind of got like this master disguise vibe to him. The wife is like an assassin. The young little girl, she's a telepath. So I thought that was really cool that they kind of put them together and make a fake nucleus family. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. How do you feel about the Boruto series? Okay, so I do like the Boruto series. I know it's going to be surprising for some people. I feel like it's starting to venture too much into filler territory with Boruto. Because let's be honest, literally with Naruto, Naruto was bombed with fillers. Like the his very first series, and I think with Boruto is like some of the story for the fillers do connect to the main story. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like the direction they're going in, they're making this longer than this should be. Like I get it that they want to get, introduce new characters. We see how the villages look now in modern times and stuff. Boruto's been a hard watch for me. I'll be honest. Like I've seen some arcs and I'm like, oh, this looks pretty good. And then I eventually just say, you know what, this is not it, pretty much. But I'm like off and on with Boruto, like and I really hope with their other series where there's like a continuation of Boruto that is not as many fillers. I think that's just the issue I have with Boruto. Like, I'm not anti-filler, because I actually do like some fillers. I feel like with Black Clover, the fillers connect to the main story. Whereas Bleach, they're super random. You could be watching the main arc, Bleach be like, "Hey, bro, we got a filler arc." You like, bro, like I just watched this episode. When did this happen? So that's the other thing too. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of crazy how they come off with that. Yeah, I'm a bigger fan of Naruto than Boruto myself. Yeah, I am too. I'll be honest, I definitely am. I just hope that they don't bombard Boruto where it's just like, hey man, we got some more fillers before the ending of the series, and you're just like, bruh. So that's the other thing, But yeah, Boruto is definitely a decent anime. It's just I feel like it's starting to become like Naruto 2.0 when it was, back when he was in his prime and stuff. I mean, but some anime they try to throw enough like I think even with Dragon Ball Z they had a few filler arcs, and I was okay with that. Like they had where they made General Tao that Goku fought in Dragon Ball. Then the Garlic Jr. saga where he came back and there was no Goku. Vegeta wasn't there on Earth. All they had it was only Piccolo, pretty much Gohan and Krillin. And I mean that filler arc was crazy because even Piccolo almost died. I was like, yo, my man's he almost died. Literally he's trying to save the earth. But yeah, filler arcs, I guess, to some degree, I like them in certain anime, some anime like, nah. Y'all could have lived without. That's why I hope when Tai Kubo comes back with Bleach, that he doesn't decide to bombard us with filler arcs. Like, Tyke, don't do it. Like, bro, you already did this with the other series. So I really hope that when Bleach returns this year, in October, that we don't have to go through that again. Because I'm like, I don't think I can bear to see any more filler. I don't get me wrong, the filler arcs were decent. I like the one with the bounce and stuff. That was dope, and I loved it because like the characters were interesting. It had these dolls, and like the one chick was like similar to Uryu's mother. That's why he was kind of close to her, in a weird way. But I think some of the filler arcs were really good. I think even the one with the very first substitute Soul Reaper before Ichigo, that was really good because no one really talks about the very first one. And in that arc, we learned about what really happened to him and why he turned on the Soul Society. So that was really cool, man. I think it's really cool when they show the previous character that was in the same position he was in. So I thought that was really cool. They brought that in. So yeah. Anybody else have questions? Because I'm still here. But yeah, let me just grab a thing of water right quick, guys, and we're gonna get back into this. Oh gosh. Hey, I'm back. So, guy, what did you say? I like when you give in-depth answers, bro. You're gonna explain points of view. Yeah, man. I think that started with college, man. Like when I had class, literally, you know, the teacher that I learned a lot about movies and cinema from, she really, shockingly, she was really detailed about stuff. And I guess I kind of learned her style and looking at things, even with movies. And I'm amazed at myself, to be honest, like kind of just to learn, the different perspectives, the different angles of things and stuff. And it's really cool. It's really cool when you can, have your point of view and your debates and arguments. And even when I was in college, I took, what is the class? Ethics. Oh my God, ethics. How could I forget that class? And we had to express ourselves in there. There were topics that we talked about, and you had to express your point of view too. So even ethics, not just anthropology. Okay, Bob, what did you say? What's next for your channel? Where direction are you looking to go in? Ooh, this is a good question, Bob. I'm looking to collaborate with other people now. And like I said, I'm still gonna do regular content and stuff. I am thinking about jumping back into electronic reviews because I see people really not to say that I won't do movie reviews anymore or TV show reviews, but I see people taking a liking to that too. I was like, man, I remember saying to myself, like, wow, like people like this as much as the other one. I am definitely impressed with Buzz Lightyear. I see a lot of people have gravitated towards the Buzz Lightyear review, so I still do movie reviews. I still do some stuff dealing with gaming. I haven't done any gaming like videos in a while, like dealing with like game news. I did like a couple of those. People really like those too, so I might end up getting back into gaming videos dealing with like upcoming console news or upcoming games. I would like to get back into excuse me, doing gaming streams. I've done two. One for Pokemon Arceus, and then the other one was for the Avengers game. And I see people really took a liking to that. I see like people like the Avengers more than Pokemon. I was surprised. I was like, wow. I thought people would have like gravitated towards more towards the Pokemon one, but it seemed like it's like, oh, okay, well, you have to try different things. So gaming console news would be great. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I've done quite a few. I've also done Marvel and DC news too because that's something that you hear about all the time. So that's the other thing too. Like, yeah, I'm gonna try to get back into gaming news too, guys. That's definitely something I saw people really took, a position in. They were surprised. People were like, "Yo, you do gaming news too?" I'm like, well, I'm not. In a sense, people, I don't know, not everybody. I don't want to say everybody. So let me just make this correct. Some people only see you like do one thing, and they like, "Oh, that's all you good at." And it's like that's not necessarily true. You know what I'm saying? But me, I like to kind of like, put out things out there and like some stuff I've learned, literally doing this that some stuff people gravitate towards right away. Sometimes it just takes people to be a little bit more open to try different things too, because I've done some, excuse me, some different stuff too, and people gravitated towards it. But it depends, you know what I'm saying? Like some stuff people naturally gravitate towards too, and that's totally fine. But you can't be like, oh man, they're gonna go right to it and stuff like that. Um, and that's how it is. Some stuff people, it brings more traction to your channel, to some degree. And then some stuff, it takes a while to build up. Like, I'll give you an example. I did a review on Doctor Strange, and I thought it was a really good review. It didn't take off right away, which is totally fine. I don't be like, oh man, just take off right now. It took a couple days. You know what I'm saying? People started to gravitate towards it later on and stuff. And like I said, it all depends. And that's the thing is it's kind of like you got to be patient and realize that know your worth with your content. It's gonna grow. You know what I'm saying? But maybe certain audiences or people that are into that type of stuff are gonna come and check it out. That's how I really look at it. It's like, well, oh yeah, they so and so come by. But yeah, so that's the thing, to be honest. It's like you have to really believe in it. You know what I'm saying? Really believe in it, and like I said, give it some days to kind of marinate. Because like I said, some people may not necessarily know about your channel, or they may have heard about your channel, but they don't know like necessarily everything about your channel. But yeah, confidence is key. So that's the other thing. You have to be, confident in it. So yeah, but like I said, it's definitely been an interesting year, really, for my transition. And let me just talk about this too. When I went back to Twitter was probably the best decision for me. And the reason I say that is it was just like, things start to move a little bit, not necessarily super fast, but in a decent pace where I was like, you know what? This was better thought out than I thought it was. And people were like just glad that I came back. Like it wasn't like I was gone forever or anything, but I wasn't like on there as often as I am now. You know what I'm saying? Like you find people that you naturally vibe with, it makes it better for you to want to come back. So it's like going over a friend's house and this is like a new friend, right? So when you go over their house and you're just like, oh man, I feel welcomed and everything. That's how I felt about with Twitter. It was like, okay, man, I'm coming across new people. People are linking me up with new people, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, man, I'm like, this is really good. Like, I wasn't expecting this, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, so sometimes you got to be willing to go back, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. It was me going back, and I said, you know what? This IG thing is working, but not like it should be working. And I need to find other people that are generally interested in what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? So that was the thing for me. I was like, man, I'm having fun with this. I'm connecting with people. You know what I'm saying? People are taking a chance with my channel. And that's how it should be. You gotta really so you gotta put yourself out there, you know what I'm saying? You gotta really push yourself out there, like, hey, I got this, type of thing. So that's why I actually went back to Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Like I've had people share my stuff, repost, excuse me, which is a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, whereas, not to say everyone, but some people on IG, boy, it was like tooth and nail, like that, like they didn't want to share anything. I'm like, are we in the same community together? Like, I ain't saying you gotta share all the time, but at least share my link or share the post, and it's like, it's easier to get people to do things, you know what I'm saying? And not necessarily feel like you're trying to push them to do anything they don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather people just, if you like what someone's doing, you can at least support it. You know what I'm saying? Even if repost the link, you know what I'm saying? So that was the thing. I said, I definitely glad that I decided to go back, so yeah. So does anyone else have any questions? Um, and for people that don't know, the channel, and maybe I shouldn't have said this, but I'll say it anyway. The channel started in 2016. It was something that I wasn't really, like I said, it started off with just picture videos. Um, I didn't even like involve myself 100% in it because I knew I was like, it's gotta be something. So literally after I wasn't really feeling the picture idea because it was a friend's suggestion like, yo, you should do picture videos. You're always saying motivational stuff. I'm like, all right, bro, I tried it. I didn't like it. So then eventually that led me to 2017. So 2017 and summer 18, I started to get back into putting out content. So that was kind of like the transformation, literally. What I'm saying? I took a hiatus for a bit, but then like 2018, I started to like really like put out content. You know what I'm saying? Even if it wasn't the best content in the world. Um, and then over time, I started to get better. You know what I'm saying? Just get better equipment. You know what I'm saying? I got a mic now. You know what I'm saying? Like how to do thumbnails, all these other things, and having people that really believed in me. I mean, I think the first person as a content creator that really believed in me was they're still around, shockingly. It was the pot about nothing. They was like, yo, we love what you're doing with the intro. You know what I'm saying? They were the ones that told me like, yo, keep the intro, keep the intro. And I'm like, yo, thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Because I was playing around with the intro. I was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like necessarily uncertain about it, but it was more so me figuring out what I want to do with my intro. And excuse me, they were the ones that said, no, keep the intro, just add a little bit more to it and make it catchy. And that's what I did. I added a little bit more to it and I made it catchy. And then they told me after that, they say, oh, there's not many people that do songs for intros. I was like, what? And I found that out. That was definitely true. I was watching this other channel that I actually subbed to, and they someone asked them like, "Yo, you're one of the very few that people have a song to their intro," and I was like, "Yo, that was the best advice that I got from them with the intro." You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, other people gravitated towards the intro. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Other people did, but they were the ones like, yo, just add a little bit more to it so it can kind of stick, so people can kind of like sing it. And that's what I got. I got people to sing it. People love the singing part of it. And it's just natural, you know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, that's you. I'm like, yeah, that's me. But yeah, your intro kind of gives you how can I put it? Who you are as a person. You don't necessarily have to do singing. I mean, some people have picture intros. Some people have intros where it's slideshows of themselves with some music included. And some people just have like just a flair of just making the animated part of their intro where it's just cool animation. So that's the other thing too. So yeah, if you got an intro idea, be willing to check it out. See what type of ideas you come up with. I'm a very idealistic type of person. I need to make a cool. Yes, bro, you should. You should make a cool intro, man. Like, I think you should do something with since you do like gaming content. Like you should do something like with gaming content. Excuse me, and kind of just throw a spin with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I think that would be good, man. Like, what's the some people, that's what they look for when they see a channel. Like, what is their intro? Like, yeah, they put out good content, but what is their intro? And sometimes the outro. But yeah, man, there are some gaming channels that do actually have an intro. You know what I'm saying? Or a countdown. I know this with Mom and also a few other gaming creators, they have like countdowns. And I think that's really cool. Like when I seen this, like, oh, they got countdowns? Like I was amazed. I was like, oh, that is really cool. That's a good way to, I guess you could say, the anticipation. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that you can't, but that's a good way too, I guess. I mean, I didn't know people did that. I was like, wow, man, people are actually doing countdowns. You remind me back in the day of what was it? When I was in Park. I'm taking it back, yo. I am taking it back, taking it back. But yeah, I think it's really cool when people do stuff like that, literally, you know. So yeah, bro, like make either intro or countdown, whichever one, which is up to you. You know, you're the person that's making it. You know, you're the creator of the channel. Like I said, man. But yeah, man, I think a cool intro could work. Yeah, definitely. Does anyone? Let me see. What else can I talk about on my channel, y'all? So, also something that has helped me as a content creator, and it's something I mean I do talk about. I don't want to say I don't talk about. You know, people pushing you. You know what I'm saying? I got into a point where at first I wasn't really down with doing thumbnails. I'll be honest, I wasn't. Another content creator that I was really cool with at some point. That's you know, she's like, yo, what are you doing? You don't have any thumbnails, and I was like, oh, you know, that's coming. You know, I try to push it away. Um, you know, and then over time, I got that same response. There was another creator that goes by Grow with Harriet. Grow with Harriet was like, yo, what are you doing? You need to get some thumbnails, and I mean, she was on my head about it, like, you know what I'm saying, just like the other person was, but they just didn't give me the budge. So eventually, I had a week where I just learned how to do thumbnails. Even if it was the crappiest thumbnail ever, I was just like, you know what, I need to learn how to do thumbnails. So, you know, I found the app to learn how to do thumbnails. The first couple weren't the greatest in the world, but you know what? It made me realize like this is a skill. You can learn how to make thumbnails, and I remember like looking at it like, man, I did my first one. Like I was excited, and I'm really glad that Grow with Harriet, you know, got on my head about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I started to see like the results. People really sticking by the content because I had a decent thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? And you know, sometimes all it takes is your peer. You know, sometimes your peers, some of your peers really do appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all of them, but there are some that really appreciate what you do. And like she literally told me, like, hey, you ought to start doing thumbnails because it's not you're not gonna keep your audience if you don't have thumbnails. I was just like, wow. Like when she told me that, I was like, okay. So that one week I did it, and then that second week I literally said to myself, I said, okay, I'm gonna start doing thumbnails. Like over time, I started to get better with thumbnails, and you know, lettering, positioning, all that stuff. So it was definitely a process. You should try the Canva. That's a great app for thumbnails too. Ooh, Canva. You know, I tried it before. It's hard though. I might have to try it again, but I'm definitely try that one again. Canva. Yeah, when I added it first, let me tell you this. So I made a thumbnail from Canva, and this was in the past. They changed how to incorporate it. So I made a thumbnail, thought that, you know, it was decent size and everything. Then they tell me once I tried to upload it, they said, oh, well, this is too big. And I'm like, it's not even that big of a thumbnail. But I'll be willing to try Canva again. You know, I'm not saying that I won't ever try it again. There are some that's like, oh yeah, man, I'll never try that again. But yeah, Canva. I've heard of Canva. There was another one that Grower Harriet told me about called Thumbnail Maker. I found another version of the one that she talked about because the one that she talked about, let me just tell y'all, I tried my hardest with that one. I remember that day. It was just struggle day that day. I was just like, this is not working. So I ended up finding something else better that worked out for me. You know what I'm saying? It was thumbnail maker, but it wasn't the version that she told me about. There's a website that can resize if you're when you're okay, thank you so much, Mom. I would appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm constantly learning. I think that's the best thing about being a content creator. A lot of people like, what's so fun about it? You're constantly learning. Like the other day, and I think I freaked out a little bit because I wasn't for sure. Like, YouTube has this new thing going on, right? So the new thing is they check your content before you upload it to their platform, and I thought I was getting like a violation check. And I remember telling myself, I'm like, what did I do? Like, I'm like, I know I ain't got no copyright strike. Then I realized I overreacted and I was so mad because I'm like, yo, I could have put out this content and they all they were doing was making checks to make sure it was appropriate or wasn't saying anything, I guess, out of order or maybe just controversial. But now when I see they do that for some of my content before I post it, I've grown to, I guess you should say, adapt to it. So now when I see it, I'm like, okay, well, they're doing a little check. They'll let me know if something's wrong with it. Yeah, so that's the thing too. You know what's Bomb? The other question that you asked me a while back too, I might end up doing this too. Let me just share this with you. I am thinking about doing gaming music reactions. I do music reactions, but I haven't done gaming music reactions. And only thing about that is I have to make sure it's not Nintendo. You know how Nintendo is. Nintendo and I don't know if you've seen it. There was an article where a guy he literally got sued his butt off on YouTube for using all these Nintendo songs. I don't know what type of content creator he was, but boy, Nintendo taking him to court. That's all I can say. I was like, wow. So when I do music reactions for video games, I'm staying away from Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like maybe a Capcom game or something like that. But if it's strictly Nintendo, absolutely not. I am not going that direction. But yeah, it was crazy. I was like, wow, it's like Nintendo out here just like, hey, can't use none of our music. Like, whoa. Yeah, so I don't know if it was like for like intros or just him like doing music reactions. But yeah, copyrights, boy, they are no joke. I had someone ask me about that recently. And it was like, how are you able to do music on your channel? And I was like, well, most of the time, let me share this with you guys too. For anybody that's doing music, make sure these are the two things you really need to make sure of. Make sure it's not owned by any part of the record label. And if it is, be careful with that too, because there are some stipulations with that to some degree. Also, make sure there's no copyright logo actually on the music. That's why I usually tend to go towards indie artists. Because it's not hard to put out their music. You ain't gotta worry about, well, the label owns it, the artist owns it. It's more so you just, saying this is not my music. I'm just, showing love to their music and stuff like that. But yeah, with mainstream, I think the only artist I was able to get away with that was mainstream was Bobby Sessions. And I was surprised too, because I was like, oh my God. That was a huge risk. And I mean, when I did it, I was just like, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Because, but then like when I didn't get any copyright strikes, oh, great. Because that's the thing that some people worry about. But yeah, I usually just do indie artists. If I do mainstream, I make sure that it's not someone where they're like, yo, you owe us this or copyright strike. I try not to go there. But yeah, man, I mean, but like I say, yeah, it's definitely a learning experience. It's definitely fun, man. It's definitely been a fun process, man. Like just learning the ins and outs and different approaches to things, and because you can look at another person's channel and get an idea, and you can do it in a different way. So there's so many ways of doing. Like how can I put it? Who said it? Who said it? B.O.B. Art imitates reality. What I'm saying, and that's pretty much what it is. What I'm saying, to some degree. You put out content. Either you're gonna do another version of someone's video, but just in your own version of it. Like I say a remix. You're a remix, what I'm saying, and making it to your own thing, and you make it unique the best way you can, because you can't just be like, oh yeah, But that's the thing too. Like, just try to, if you see something that you like, that you're inspired by, always do your own version of it. Doesn't hurt to do that at all. I don't know why people are like, oh man, like, I had this idea. I'm like, yeah, you could have did it. Just, make it your own thing, what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with doing that. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, does anyone else have any questions that you that you want to ask? Feel free. I'm still here. But yeah, man, it is definitely for me, I'll say the pandemic changed, man. I think that's when I really started to like buckle down my channel. And that time window was ridiculous. People were like, "Yo, we haven't heard from you," and I'm just like, "Yo, hey, I'm doing this, and I'm having fun with it." Being distracted and all that stuff. I'm gonna get going, Blerd. Also, thanks for tuning in, Bob. I truly do appreciate it. Yeah, yep. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. And like I said, until next time, have a good one. Yep, I appreciate it though. But yeah, so like I said, during the pandemic, it was more so me finding time to do things that I hadn't done. Like I do read books and stuff, but it was more so like I could be doing stuff with my channel, you know what I'm saying? And I started to play around with different things. That's when I started to learn how to do backgrounds too, by the way. Talk to you tomorrow. Okay, bet. All right. Good night. But that's the thing though, like, because people always ask me like, how did you get into background? So this was another content creator. Let me just say this. G Marcus told me about it, said, hey man, you should do backgrounds. So I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So then I find this app that does backgrounds, you know what I'm saying? So literally, the first couple times I did it, it was terrible. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I did this. But then over time I started to get better. I was like, oh, this is it. I love what I did with the background. And after a while, it was like, some stuff worked really well, some stuff didn't. But I started to see, him saying like, yo, it's working for you. People are really staying because the background, because like I'm in the basement, and I'm like, I've tried to put up a poster behind me to kind of make things a little bit more interesting, but the poster didn't stay. So, but I mean, like I said, the backgrounds do help because people are more curious to come by and say, "Yo, I love his background." So, what I would do is just like, okay, if I'm doing a movie review, I'll throw like maybe a movie scene in the actual background, or like if I like the logo of the poster or something, I would throw that in the background. So, backgrounds, it's something I'm still learning about. You know what I'm saying? Some backgrounds just don't work. I can realistically say that I was like, I remember one background I did for Mordecai, but I was just like, oh my god, this background looks hideous. Hideous. But then I realized and said, you know what? I tried. So, that's the only thing you really do is just experiment enough, know when you're ready to try something out, and don't be afraid to try it out. Because like I said, I for first when I heard it, like, man, you should try backgrounds. I'm like, Okay, you know, I'll see what I can do. And then that's the thing too. A lot of people think like when you're editing, like you do backgrounds right away. No, the background for me is like usually the third phase of my editing. It's more so like, okay, the first part you get the intro, you get the video, then you get the outro. It's like, nope. You do the background like in the third or fourth phase to some degree, depending on how big the video is. So backgrounds, like I said, definitely make the videos a little bit more interesting. People are more willing to stay. I've talked to some of my content creator peers like, yo, I love when you add these backgrounds. It makes me want to go see the show or the movie. And I'm like, well, my job is done if I done that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I do. I try to see if I can find the most interesting scene or a scene that I really enjoyed out of the movie. And I'm like, I'm using it. All I do is resize it, make sure that it looks right too. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had some cases where I've done a background and I'm just like, oh my lord, what on earth is this? And then you don't realize until you post it. You're just like, well, you know what? Well, it's there now. What can I do? You know, so that's the other thing too. But yeah. Yeah, but does anyone else have any more questions? I'm here, y'all. I'm trying to keep you entertained the best way I can. The best way I can. Because you know, I just want to talk with you guys and play with my new mic. As you can see, I got a new mic right here. You know what I'm saying? So that's the good thing about me. I have a new mic, something that I enjoy playing with because, like I said, this mic, I've been playing with it since today. Like, I got the mic today, played with it today, and I really like the direction of I like what I've done with the mic. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different features on this mic. I was just like, oh. But yeah, so like I said, the mic I've been working with. Um, and also, let's talk about this. And no one's brought this up. You do not necessarily have to buy the most priciest stuff ever. I get people want to buy things. Nothing wrong with buying products. To make your channel better, just like I did with this mic right here, that you see in my hand. But don't go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think the highest I've paid for something um would have to be a ring light. The other ring light I bought was probably the highest, $200. That's the closest. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying to myself, like, how did you do it? You know what I'm saying? But then I realized, like, I like the ring light. You know what I'm saying? I need it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's useful. I'm able to put my phone into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm also able. I have some lighting. Um, but yeah, you don't have to go super fancy with it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to get an Apple computer. It's really up to your budget. Like, what do you want to do with it? You know, so that's the other thing when it comes down to it. It's like, yo, like, you don't have to spend major amount of money to put out content. You know what I'm saying? You can go the route where you don't have to spend as much. No shame in my game. Because the highest thing I bought was the ring light. That was it. I mean, other than that, in a tablet, tablet wasn't that bad either. Tablet was a decent price range, you know what I'm saying, in the hundreds. So, you know, but I just gotta say, thanks to each and every person that tuned into this live, man. It really meant a lot to me for you guys to tune in. You guys have asked me some very good questions. I mean, from Bomb to Suit God to Late Night Crew. You know what I'm saying? and it really means a lot to me that you guys ask questions. I mean, like I said, it's definitely appreciated. And also just sharing information. I mean, I seen that too in the live too. That was really cool. You know, like I said, nothing wrong with sharing. And also, I told y'all some of my stories, man. Some of the things that made me who I am. You know what I'm saying? And also made me realize that I enjoy this, man. I enjoy putting out content. So, you know, um there's I don't know, man. I don't know how to end this, but I just want to thank each and every person that comes by. Thank you so much for tuning in to this live. This was fun. Don't worry, I'm definitely gonna get back into doing lives again. I seen like people really enjoyed this. And like I said, man, I really like to get to know, people that are supporters, man. I mean, why not? Why not? Oh, why not? And it really means a lot. You know what I'm saying? When people come through. And if you didn't catch me when I'm doing this now, come catch the replay. I truly do appreciate it. But this is ill blurmatic. Oh, ill blurmatic. Have a wonderful Sunday, guys, and take care.